Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can, spins a web any size. Do. Well, let this be a lesson to all of you. Don't buy things on eBay late at night, because you end up regretting some of those purchases. Spider-Man Homecoming is directed by Jon Watts, starring Tom Holland, Michael Keaton, Marisa Tomei, and Robert Downey Jr. Before I go any further, I just want to say there will not be any plot spoilers in this review. In this film, Spider-Man has to balance being a teenager as well as being a superhero and having to deal with a new villain in the Vulture portrayed by Michael Keaton. One of the best aspects of the film is that it seamlessly puts itself into the overall MCU rather nicely. It kind of fits like a perfect puzzle piece right in there, and I was very pleasantly surprised by that because we are introducing Spider-Man into the MCU for the first time. Yes, we already got him in Captain America Civil War, but that was more of a tease. We really didn't get to know a lot about his character. This film really delves into the complexities of his character and of his world. Tom Holland is a brand new Spider-Man, and I think he was a great casting choice. He really gives himself over entirely to this role, and he is able to play both Peter Parker and Spider-Man very, very well. Peter Parker has to deal with all kinds of teen angsty things, a lot of growing pains, and a lot of teenage issues, trying to figure out who you are in the world and what you are going to do. But he also has this kind of extra baggage because he is also Spider-Man. And I think the film did a really good job of balancing all of these things. The teenage stuff feels like a John Hughes film from the 1980s, which is what it was intended to be, and the superhero stuff feels like an MCU superhero film. This film also has a good supporting cast. There is one character who is essentially his sidekick or his best friend, and he provides a lot of great comedic timing to the film and brings a lot of levity to this world. And that's kind of what is inherent in the Spider-Man character. We also get the actress Zendaya with a small role that I hope they develop a little more going on, and we have Marisa Tomei as a younger version of Aunt May. I thought she was actually very good, and I'm really curious to see where they go with this character, because Aunt May is someone who is very important in Peter's life. You also have another more mentorish role, and that is Robert Downey Jr. reprising his role as Tony Stark / Iron Man, and he pops up a few times in this film. This film is not an Iron Man 4, which I know a lot of people thought it was going to be when they first saw the trailers. This is a Spider-Man film, and I want to see Spider-Man do a lot of things by himself because he has to learn how to be a superhero. Michael Keaton is an actor who's been around for a very long time. He is someone that I'm assuming many of you know. He famously portrayed Batman / Bruce Wayne in Batman, the movie from 1989, and Batman Returns, its sequel, both directed by Tim Burton. And Michael Keaton is going through a bit of a resurgence now in his career, and it is great to see him continue that resurgence with this film. He is fantastic as the Vulture in this film, as the main antagonist. I feel like his character has some villainy to him, has some weight to him, and really he steals every single scene he is in, including the scenes he is in with Spider-Man. He is very much the veteran anchor of this film. He is probably one of the most solid antagonists that is in the MCU. I will say this about Jon Watts' direction of the film. I think it is solid. It is good, it is not great. There are a few editing choices that I wasn't too happy with, a lot of kind of rapid editing that really didn't show much. And some of the aesthetic of the film kind of bored me because it didn't really take any chances when it came to cinematography or anything like that. And I really wish that it did, especially when you have this very dynamic physical character like Spider-Man. Another issue I have with this film is that I don't feel like it has a lot of dramatic weight to it. There was nothing I found compelling about this film in any way. It's a solid film, don't get me wrong. There was nothing that grabbed me and got me fully fully invested. With all that being said, I'm going to give the film a 3.7 out of 5 stars. It is a very good Spider-Man film and is a solid entry into the MCU. I kind of wish the film had more dramatic weight to it and more things were done visually. But if you like Spider-Man and weren't too happy with some of the other films, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by this one. So that has been my review of Spider-Man Homecoming. If you like this video, please check out the other videos on my channel.